Hi everybody, this is the Newmar Country Star. It's a big old diesel pusher, perfect for the couple that wants to get away from it all. On this week's Camper Corner, let me show you all the details. Our thank you today goes out to the Hitch House in Oro-Medonte, Ontario for use of this unit. Before we dig into the details, let's just talk a little bit more about the customer who looks at this Newmar Country Star. This is not the person that is obsessed with value. And you know what? This is true of any luxury product. This thing is aspirational. You want to pull into the park and have everyone else see you drive in. It's no different than someone spending over 100 grand on an AMG Mercedes G-Class and then cruising down Rodeo Drive. That person did not need that vehicle. They wanted it. And it's the same type of customer looking at something like this diesel pusher. Now, of course, we get to the big question, what does it cost? Well, the MSRP here is just under $300,000 US. Of course, there is a lot of content that comes for that money though, so now let's dig in and take a look. The first thing I want to show you here is sort of the heart of the electrical on board, and it has nothing to do with the electrical actually. It's all just how well it is engineered and how organized it is in here. Again, small differences that really jump out to you when you're looking at expensive units are stuff like this, where you can really see the workmanship, the craftsmanship, the time that went into putting all that together. Another thing I want to point out, look how thick these doors are. All the storage doors down here on the basement, they're extra thick, they're insulated, they have really nice feeling slow open and close hinges. Some of the big differences you'll feel on a unit like this as compared to something more affordable. Now let's keep on walking around. So we get over here to the fun side of the unit. Of course, diesel pusher means you have the door up front because this is sort of a bus configuration. Nice, huge mirrors. That's also something you get on a Freightliner chassis. That's appreciated. Now, moving down, we got to show you the basement storage because especially up front here, this basement storage is massive. And you see these bins, I mean, everything has this nice kind of headliner material to it. It's all nicely sealed, no exposed wood, anything ugly like that. And we can keep on opening these doors and you can see this is one massive compartment that's all connected. It's also lit all the way through. There are lights right up in the middle there. So if you are digging in here at night, you're actually going to be able to get to your stuff. And again, it's called the basement. You can really see that here because all of this storage is underneath the frame rail. The frame rail sits up nice and high and they're able to hang this down here and you get all of this storage. And like I said before too, watch these hinges. Nice, slow close, gentle hinges, nothing smashing, banging here. That's super nice as well. Now let's keep on moving down to the back. You'll notice two slide outs, huge one on the wall, rear slide out right here. And at the back here, the door opens up and here's your access. You got two house batteries right there, a battery cutoff switch, and then access to your absolutely massive exhaust for this Cummins diesel engine. I say diesel pusher, if you don't know what that means, the diesel is at the back of this unit, literally pushing it down the road. That's where that term comes from. And in this sort of segment of Class A RVs, diesel pushers are always going to be your most expensive. These are the highest echelon of motorhome. Another thing worth pointing out on this unit is you see the graphics up there. Those are not stickers. That's not some kind of wrap. That is actual automotive paint. It's clear coated. It's finished. That is not true for all Class A units. A lot of them just have exactly that, big stickers down the side. They can eventually peel. That is not going to happen here on this Country Star. When you see these big diesel Class A's rolling down the road, a lot of them have tow behind vehicles. So what's the rating here? Well, on this 2-inch hitch, you can have a flat towed vehicle that weighs up to 10,000 pounds, or you can have a conventional trailer that weighs up to 5,000 pounds. Now let's keep on rolling down the side of this unit because there's a lot here to talk about as well. So at the back end on this side, you do get a little bit more storage. They're not worried about access over here. And then you're going to access, first of all of your power connections, and then next up we get to the DEF tank. And if you get in real close here, you can see my favorite thing about this DEF tank is there is a gauge right on the tank. So DEF is important these days, and it's always nice to know when you're running low. And on this unit, you can just come back, take a look at your gauge, and then you'll know when you need DEF next for that Cummins engine. Now let's keep on rolling forward. and we get to all of our water hookups. There is an exterior shower right here, and what I want you to notice here, just like with the electrical I showed you, look how well it's organized. Look how well everything is labeled. This is not something we see on every single type of unit, and again, when you're getting into this kind of price category, everything better be nicely organized and labeled, and right here it absolutely is. Now let's go ahead and take a look inside. So first you'll see this is the 3717 floor plan. Next, you'll see in the reflection there, I am wearing my mask. The dealer requested today that we wear a mask inside the unit. So if I do sound a little bit muffled, you know why. And welcome to this Country Star. Now up front here, we have two opposing slide outs, one on both sides. So you do get a really nice big wide entrance, quite a bit of floor space, and a ton of seating areas. Over here, the couch. Opposite it, you have these two captain's chairs. These captain's chairs are powered, so you don't even have to worry about folding them up yourself. Now looking over here on the wall, you'll see, first of all, these really nice sort of illuminated buttons, which are all over this unit, but then also the televator. And here's what the televator does. Yes, it is a television elevator. The TV is able to sink down. Looking up, you will see a decent amount of storage, and once again, some really nice looking cabinetry here. Nice woodwork. The hinges feel quality. Nice soft close. Up above, a Bose sound system, and then this is of course is for all your AV gear that you want to pack into there that you're going to run on your TV. Now moving back, we get to the kitchen, and you'll notice that this island right here with the sink, this is actually fixed in place, and then the rest of the kitchen will slide in and sort of envelop that island. That's a pretty neat design, and quite a generous amount of counter space right there if you're preparing a meal. However, I don't think this is the kind of unit where they're planning on you preparing a lot of meals, because take a look, there is not even an oven in here. All you're getting are the stovetop burners. There are 3 burners there, but yeah, once again, this is not the kind of unit where an oven is something that is important, because you're just not cooking a lot in here. Now, let's take a look at the kitchen storage. Underneath, you get this neat little storage tray right there. Underneath that, not a bad amount of under sink storage. A couple of drawers over on this side for your cutlery. Once again, nice soft close hinges. Everything is smooth, nothing is really banging around in here. Taking a closer look at this dinette, these are incredibly comfortable seats. They do fold flat. This cushioning is just so thick, so sumptuous. If I can use that word, I can go there. And then underneath, once again, a nice amount of storage. And this will fold down into a bed. You're probably only sleeping 1, maybe 2 there. This couch also folds out flat. You can get a second set of people sleeping right there. There's also central vacuum in this unit. You open it up right down here, like so, and then you're able to sweep right in there and close it down when you're done. Moving back, we get to a full-size fridge with the ice maker and the filtered water right in the front of it. That thing is massive. It's nice to have the big fridge. Beside it, you get your pantry space. And this is a deep pantry, 4 shelves, even more actually. So once again, quite a bit of dry food storage. Another skinny little pantry just to have some differentiation, keep your stuff separate. And then these little skinny storage shelves up top. There's also one above the fridge. They're not all that big, but at least it does show that Newmar is trying to find storage anywhere they can. Now, before we get back there to the bedroom, we'll pivot over here to the washroom. And the washroom, once again, really in my eyes, prioritizes the shower. This is a nice, big, deep shower. It's got those molded shelves in it, a proper glass door. It's got the little skylight bubble up top, so I can fit in there no problem. I stand at 6'2". Yeah, this shower is nice. The toilet, not as nice as I would have expected, although this is not just cheap plastic. It's actually porcelain right there, so I will give them credit there. And then, I mean, look at all the cabinetry and the sink work here. The backsplash really is beautiful work. Kind of stuff you'd expect in a unit that costs this much. Not a bad little medicine cabinet there. Plus, your little skinny bathroom storage over here. You do get a nice window in your bathroom. And of course you get the skylight and the automatic powered fan, the vent, to make sure you can clear out this air. Now this bathroom door is a little bit interesting. Rather than just a regular swing out, it's on sort of this sliding hinge. So when it does come open, it's not taking up this entire hallway space. It's able to open up and stay a little bit skinnier. Now that's closed up, let's go look at the bedroom back here. So here's your bed, and once again, just like the front, the bedroom has opposing slide outs, so it really is all about how wide this room gets and how much floor space you still have here once everything's opened up. Here's your nice bed, storage all the way across. You do get windows at the head there and there, so you can get a nice cross breeze. Small little end tables, his and hers on either side of the bed. At the back, you're getting this massive closet space, one bar right across. Really is generously sized. And right next to your closet, you get your stackable washer and dryer, really neatly tucked in at the back of the unit. Now looking over here, of course, there's your bedroom TV up above, all the AV gear, even more storage. Storage down below, just tons of different storage drawers. But you can really see how this is designed for a couple. Now let's talk a little bit more about how it drives. And sadly, we're not actually able to drive this unit today, so it's going to remain stationary. Now this is built on a Freightliner chassis, and it has a Cummins 6.7 liter inline six engine that is making 800 pound-feet of torque and 360 horsepower. Pretty respectable numbers, and unlike the gas unit I drove last week, this big diesel pusher is definitely going to have a lot more power and feel just more commanding driving down the road. Now I also want to show you something pretty neat here, and that is the camera system on board, because there are just an absolute ton of cameras that you can access to make sure you can see all the way around your unit. Here's the different views. First you have camera 1, that's right behind the unit. Camera 2 is down the driver's side of the unit. And then camera 3 is down the passenger side, but the door is open right now, so it's not showing correctly. But you do get those 3 different cameras. You also get an infotainment system over here, and you'll notice it has Sirius XM capability. You can also tap into your camera. Oh, it's not hooked up here, but you can also get your camera up on your infotainment system. Now, the other thing that's pretty neat on this Freightliner chassis, an all-digital gauge cluster. That is really slick looking, and of course, because it's all digital, that means it's customizable, so you're able to go into your gauges and switch out what you want to see. There's temperature, turbo boost, there's your DEF level. It's nice, actually. You got a physical gauge for the DEF, but then you also get this gauge right here. Now let's talk about capacities, and you can see right there, the gross vehicle weight rating is listed at 37,500 pounds. Now the empty weight rating, unloaded weight rating on this unit comes in somewhere around 31.5. So that actually means that you're getting a pretty amazing amount of payload capacity. With something like this, you're looking at having 6,000 to 7,000 pounds of capacity for stuff and people that you can actually put into your motorhome. And I talked about this last week in my Holiday Rambler Invicta video. For a gas motorhome, that thing had, decent capacities for a gasser, but this is one of the reasons why people do move up into diesel pushers. These are built on heavier duty bus chassis, and the GVWR is just that much higher. So you're gonna have just a lot more weight to play around with. And like I said, once again, 6,000 to 7,000 pounds of weight, you are able to take that and put it into this unit, whether it be in people or cargo. Now let's dig into the price a little further, because not everything is standard on this unit, even at that price. So here are all the options. Things like that central vacuum is going to cost you almost $1,000, Sirius XM. You look over here, yes, you have to pay for your stackable washer and dryer, your 43-inch exterior television, these theater seats. That all costs you, bringing us to a suggested MSRP of $292,385 in the US. And this is another chance for me to talk about what these actually sell for. A lot of people in the comments like to say that dealers will sell them for a lot less than the MSRP. That is true, but it's not really for me to comment on how much a dealer sells their machine for. So we only really deal in MSRP, so you get a sense for what the manufacturer says this unit is worth. If you think the seats in your F-150 are comfortable, well, come drive a motorhome, because these seats are absolutely beautiful. They're thickly padded and they have a ton of different features. Let me plunk myself down here in the passenger seat and show you. So first of all, over here you'll see this little bank of switches. 2 of them are lights. You have a map light and then you have an exterior patio light. This one says step cover, and that's because when you're sitting here, your foot's just dangling until you bring this beauty out. Of course, this is just for when you're rolling down the road and you need a place to rest your feet. Now, if that's not enough of a place for you to rest your feet, you can then pull up on this handle and this chair reclines, because of course it does. Now, that is one of the manually powered things. Beside that, everything else here is power, automatic, and this seat goes really far up and recline, basically totally flat. So if you want to sleep going down the road, you can. These seats are just wonderful. Coming to the end of this video, we have to circle back around to value. Now that is because Newmar actually says that the Country Star here is its most affordable diesel pusher. That should give you a sense for how much these things really go for if 300K is at the bottom level. Now from that perspective, maybe there is some value here. And yes, if you spend that money, this truly is a nicer motorhome than a lot of the other ones on the market. But the truth is, like any luxury product, a huge amount of what you're spending is simply going into the name and the image that it brings along. So guys, that's it for this video. Why don't you go below, leave me a comment, let me know what you think of this Newmar Country Star. As always, while you're down there, hit like, hit subscribe, and then come right back to the channel for the latest news, views, and real world reviews. See ya.